Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I've come here because I want your listeners to assist me. I regret quite a lot because there was a time in my life whenever my husband's relatives, when they would come to me with their problems, then I would chase them away because I was married to a man that was very powerful. I was married to a man that was wealthy, and I was married to a man that was a ritualist, and I thought that things were going to remain the same. But when my husband died, when all of his wealth started to vanish, that was when I started to regret. And now I need my relatives, as well as I need my husband's relatives, to assist me so that everything that they wanted us to do back in those days when I used to refuse, when I thought that maybe I was much more better living with my husband as a ritualist, now I regret. I am a woman who is aged 54 years old, and when I heard that my husband was a ritualist, when he confessed to me, I could not even believe my ears what he was telling me, all the things that he had done. But because he was my husband, I chose to believe in him. I chose to ignore his relatives. When I met my husband, this was when I was only 21 years old. I was someone that was studying at a teacher's college at a certain campus in Mutare. All that I wanted was to achieve something in my life, and I came from a very poor background. And coming from a very poor background, I used to remind myself each and every time that this was what I had to do. I was supposed to chase away the spirit of poverty that had been affecting our family for the longest time. I was training to become a teacher, and I had my own boyfriend, and my boyfriend was also a student teacher at the same college where I was studying. And my boyfriend, he was someone that was really poor. Each and every time when my family, which was back in the village, I do come from a village that is called Bikita, they were really struggling in life, and they would do some piece jobs, and after they would have done the piece jobs, they would send some food to me. And my boyfriend, you would expect that I had to give him something from the food that my parents would have sent to me. So he was just a useless boyfriend. All that he could do was to give love to me and nothing else. So I wanted a man that could buy me sanitary pads. I wanted a man that will take me out when I wanted to be taken out to go for dinner. But my boyfriend, he was unable to do that. That was when I met this guy. So this man, he used to go to a ZCC church that is called ZCC Mutendi, which is here in Zim. So then that was when the man told me that he was married, but he wanted a second wife. I agreed. By the time that I finished college, I was already his second wife. I dropped all the signs that this man was wrong. I did not even care if I would see him performing rituals, because to me, all that mattered was that this man was taking good care of me. And the people in the village, they felt so jealous because they thought that maybe our family, we were just going to suffer forever. And when they heard that I was married to a man that had money, that made them to feel so jealous. Even though I knew that my husband, there were things that he was doing, things that were satanic, I still stayed with him because I still wanted to prove a point to my relatives, because they thought that my father was going to die as a poor man. They thought that my mother was going to die as a poor woman. So when people would come to ask for help from my parents, I would make sure that my parents remind those people how bad they used to treat us when we used to be so poor. Me and my husband, we finally had our wedding soon after his first wife had died. I did not even know that my future husband was using me in a ritual. So even though he was a ritualist, but he was unable to touch his wife because his wife was an anointed woman. Whenever he would try to sacrifice her, something will happen to him that will stop him from ever doing that. And that was when he told me that he wanted me to become his main wife. He wanted me, and he did not want his wife anymore. We were sleeping in bed. He was like, don't you feel bad knowing that I am a rich man, but here you are staying in this house that does not have electricity? You deserve to be in a big mansion. Help me to get rid of my wife. And I agreed to do that. So then that was when he gave me a doll which was written Molly, because Molly was the first name of his first wife. And he gave me a needle, and I stabbed that doll with a needle, and then there was blood that came out. Then the wife passed away. When we were at her funeral, he then gave me this other charm that he told me to place underneath my tongue. He did the same when the body was brought from the mortuary. After the burial, me and him, we started staying together. I was so excited, but my excitement, Brother Nash, it was for nothing. I was happy when I got pregnant, but then he took me to a traditional healer, and I had a miscarriage. That was the first pregnancies. After that, I had 5 pregnancies, and I had 5 stillborn babies. The first one was a baby girl, and after the girl had died, we buried that girl with a pig on the bed. And the second one was a baby boy. I also had a stillborn baby. The third one, it was the most painful for me, because I thought that God had finally remembered me, because it was twins that I was carrying. They both died. The 5th one, that was the final nail in the coffin. I delivered a baby boy that only cried once. When the baby cried only once, I was happy. I was relieved, because I thought that finally I had given birth to a baby that was going to live, but it was not so. The baby died that very same day. So this is what happened to me when I got married to a man that was a ritualist. My husband, before he died, he told me that he had done these rituals. He went to a place that is called Bindura. He left a bag there that is full of charms in this other cave. He said that he used my womb in the rituals, even though he became a ritualist before we had even met. But after we had met, that was when he returned back to the traditional healer, and then the traditional healer drove with him to the mountains. So my husband, I tried to ask him, where is this bag? Because he said, if you find that bag, then you will be able to conceive again, because I tied your womb and I have your name written in that bag. As long as that bag is inside that cave, you won't be able to conceive. Unfortunately, my husband died before he could tell me where exactly he put this bag, in which mountain and in which cave. So I don't have any idea. What has brought me to your channel is that if you have any contacts of a very powerful traditional healer, please give me the numbers of that powerful traditional healer, so that they can assist me. I just want to die in peace. I want those people to assist me. I am really poor. My relatives, they hate me because of the way that I used to mistreat them when my husband was alive. I thought that we were going to be rich forever. Even my husband's relatives, they did go back to sender, and when they came to me, they wanted my husband to confess, but I stopped my husband from confessing. I regret. Dear listeners, right there was a narration of a message that was sent to me by one of our sister, who was saying that she can't even afford to be on YouTube. So she said that when people comment, please make some screenshots. I want numbers, phone numbers of powerful traditional healers who can assist me. Let us try to speak with her in the comment section. Have you ever dated someone whom you suspected was a ritualist? If so, you can come to my inbox and share with me your own side of the story. Let us meet again in the following episode. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.